Ook in de Tweede Kamer opwinding over de bezuinigingsplannen van minister Deetman.
CentER was a culmination of a number of developments, and so after this threat to econometrics, which then was saved and changed the atmosphere, then the board of the university became more supportive of hiring new people, be more aggressive, and so we hired a couple of young associate professors, Thijs en Ra, Henny Daniels in information management.
In the time the ideas for CentER were developed, so like in the mid-80s, the economics profession in the Netherlands was really in bad shape. Meaning that the economics faculties of the Dutch universities were not research-minded, that the Netherlands was not contributing to the development of the economics profession, and that very few scientists stationed in the Netherlands were publishing in the international peer-reviewed literature.
And then about 4 years later, this was 1987, there was another crisis, and the same Roelenfeld then announced that he was going to close down 2 fields in Tilburg. One was psychology, and I think the other one was literary sciences. And I remember there were, at some point we went to The Hague with a number of buses. The rector magnificus, Ruud de Moor, was leading all of us, and we were there with little caps on that said, save the university, and we were demonstrating. And after the demonstration, so the same day, we were essentially demonstrating against Roelenfeld. And after the demonstration, Roel and I had dinner at, I think, Hotel des Andes in The Hague. So he and I had dinner together, and we talked about quality and why Europe was different from the United States and what we could do in order to create something like the United States. And I said, clearly you want to have more room for research, you want to have more freedom for researchers, you want to be able to be more aggressive to attract really top-notch people and not be limited by salary scales or seniority. And Roel said something like, well, maybe we can do that. So what he did at some point, he said, I'm going to make money available, but there is a condition. You have to attract the following 3 people. And he named 3 people. Of the 3, we got only 1. But we were able to substitute him by 2 others. And so one was Rick van der Ploeg, who had been here half-time, but then we could attract him full-time. Then the second one that we were able to attract, at least for a while, was Anton Barton, who was at Leuven. And the third one was Erik van Damme.
Those were the days, my friend. We thought they'd never end. We'd sing and dance forever and a day. We'd live the life we'd choose. We'd fight and never lose. For we were young and sure to have our way.
The major reason behind CentER is the desire to start up in the Netherlands a unit for economic research with international visibility.
There's research that's judged as high quality or low quality by the profession, and then there's research that's judged to be of high quality by yourself.
Quality, of course, is very important. We evaluate it on quality of research. It's important for getting money, for getting grants, and so on.
Quality is only about the best, and publications in the very best journals in the first place.
I learned about quality from a book that was very popular in the early 70s, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. It's about quality. But it's never defined. It's never defined. It's always implicit.
You know, you can define it. You recognize it.
When I was director of CentER in the first years of this century, I think the main extension was the extension to the business disciplines as well. We introduced MPhil and PhD programs for each of the sub-disciplines.
Actually, 2 years ago, CentER Data was giving a grant from the national program in investments in large-scale research facilities, summing up to 14 million euro. And this again emphasized the fact that this early initiative of CentER has developed into a great scientific success.
We are visible in international conferences, visible in journals, in top journals.
Without CentER, there would be no faculty. And actually, there might even not be a University of Tilburg at the moment. CentER made from a provincial, small university a small world university.
CentER Data is successful if others consider our output as very useful, reliable and valid.
Definitely the success of others in this phase of my career is, I see as my success. Yeah.
The success of CentER is shown by our position on the rankings. We are now within the top 3 on European level and almost in the top 50 of on global level.
Well, Arie started with rankings, but you have to ask him. But in my understanding, his main driver was what I described earlier, that there will be more research orientation in the Dutch universities. And he was just looking for ways to get change. And if this is something that would appeal to people, why not use it? But I don't think if you really ask him that he believes in detail that these rankings are a one-to-one relationship with quality.
I'm not quite sure whether we still need rankings. I must say that when people say, I just published something in an A journal, which is sort of a very Dutch thing to say, I always cringe a little bit and I think, oh, how can you say that? I would never say that. So at some level I would think it has gone too far.
Passion.
There's several ways to be successful, but passion is important for many people.
Science can actually grab you.
That's where you recognize research. You see their eyes blink and they get excited and they want to know what's going on and they disagree. And it's just it's a miracle that people pay us for that. But it's just the greatest thing you can do. So yeah.
The passionate person wants the Koopmans building to be open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
I would think that, I may be wrong, but I would think that Tilburg University is a stronger brand name now than CentER.
I also hope that in terms of PhD education, better use will be made of economies of scale. So one of the things that we lost over the years are initiatives like national networks for PhD education, NAKE and the like.
We're at a stage where the really conditions are there for further improvement. So I'm pretty optimistic about what's going to happen with Tilburg University. Yeah. Beauty!
Most of us, explicitly or implicitly, are driven by finding beauty.
Research is ultimately about discovering the truth. And you'll discover the truth, and you might find that it's beautiful sometimes, and you might find that it's not that beautiful sometimes.
Sometimes it feels like yes.
If I think about the success, think about what gave to the faculty and to the university, and actually to all of the faculty members, because what he did is giving us the biggest gift that anybody could give. And actually all the thousands of students that have gone through Tilburg since he came should thank him on their bare knees. Because what he changed was the inward focus became an outward focus, a focus on what we are became a focus on what we could be if only we would work with all the passion that we have.